Welcome to Dirt's Podcast. I'm Brock, and as always, that is Brooks.
What up, what up?
Not much, mate. Just tired, moving. That's why we haven't had a show we didn't have a live, and
Correct.
we had a missing show to sort of as a stopgap, but yeah, we're back. I mean,
It wasn't even a show. That was you shitting on Draymond Green for 45 minutes.
you're lucky it was only 45 minutes. You could go longer than that.
Well, now I'm about on the same boat, so.
Yeah, he'll get traded.
Well, they pretty much said anyone but Curry at this point, so.
I'm surprised they don't trade coaches. That would be the next thing.
Yeah, so I think in the NFL that's happened before, sort of, where like teams have given up like draft picks.
I know they kind of did it in the UFC and won championship.
Really? How would that work?
Well, the UFC gave one Mighty Mouse,
Yep.
Demetrius, and the UFC in return got Ben Askren.
Ah,
Yeah, so that was technically a trade. Yeah.
right. And now you never see that. Like, I don't think we'll ever see that again with the UFC.
No, I think it's like Mighty Mouse. I think he defended his title like 10 times or something. He was like the most dominant, weight division championship,
Mhm.
and I think it was 10 times. It was a hell of a lot.
That is a lot.
To the point where, like, he was a good fight. He still is a good fighter, but it was where the point where it was like, who's going to beat him? Really, he's like cleaned out the division twice, sort of thing. Ben Askren had kind of done that at one championship, right. And I don't know if that was his only promotion he was with where he did that. But then, they traded them, and then Askren, I think he got a controversial win against Robbie Lawler.
Sounds correct.
And then he absolutely got wrecked by Jorge Masvidal in about 3 seconds with the flying knee.
The iconic flying knee.
And I don't know. I think he only had 3 fights.
I don't think he had many.
Yeah, I don't know whether he had one before Jorge or he had one after, or I think he only had 3 off the top of my head. And then I think he retired.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I feel like the Jorge fight was the last one, because that was, I mean, I would retire.
Yeah, Demetrius I'm pretty sure he's still going in one. He has been beaten in one, I think, but they have different, like they have mixed martial arts, I think, kickboxing.
Yeah.
Muay Thai. I'm not even saying that right. And I don't know why I'm not saying that right, because I know what the sport is. Yeah, they have different categories that will fight all in the one night sort of thing.
Gotcha.
They have it set up. And they're more Asia-based as well.
Okay, that's what I thought. It just never, I mean, like, UFC is so dominant. Like, I never think to, like, check it. I mean, there needs to be, like, a big fight to get me into it. It's the same thing with, like, boxing. Like, Nagano fights, I'm locked in, but anybody else, I could care less. But I did see, I don't know who was talking about it. I wish I knew so I could credit them. But somebody's bringing up how the UFC, it might have been on Twitter, is they think the UFC is going to run into an issue with promoting their fighters. However, I feel like we have this argument every few years, and then we get, Izzy, Oliveira, Usman. Like, I don't think UFC has an issue promoting and marketing their fighters. I think people are just scared of change. I know I am. Like, once Oliveira loses to Islam again, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, well, it depends if UFC has control over them or the fighters have control over themselves, or
True.
If you've got Nagano going to boxing and making more than what he made in one fight than his career, and he was a pay-per-view draw.
He's a fucking job.
Or then you've got, on the female side of things, female fighters starting OnlyFans and making more money on OnlyFans than what they are as fighters.
Listen,
so it's like
Ronda Rousey going to WWE.
Well, yeah, so there's something wrong there if, an offshoot like that.
Well, that's always been the argument, is fighter pay. Like, that's what Dana White gets shit for all the time.
And aren't they doing some antitrust thing or at the moment? There's some...
I thought so.
Lawsuit or something.
I didn't completely understand it.
Yeah, some text got leaked or released. No, maybe not leaked. Got released within the case or something, I think, where the former owner was texting with Dana White. And they were pretty much calling John Jones a shithead and an asshole or something like that. Which is common knowledge. He's a shit human being.
I mean,
but...
I think he would maybe admit that at this point. And look at his fucking brother, Chandler Jones, too. Like, I know he
I was
played
about
in
to say,
NFL.
most of that family is, I think, yeah.
I mean, they've all done sports where you get shots to the head to make your living. I mean, I would imagine not everything is so smooth up there, but hey, they could beat my ass.
Yeah. Oh, well, speaking of all things black.
What?
You've been perusing Twitter.
Of course, as I like to do.
Yes.
As I like to do.
Something...
And so I found, sorry to cut you off. This story just gets me so fucking excited because A, it's a shot at the FBI, which everyone loves. Who doesn't love a good shot at the FBI? And
the FBI?
Fuck the female body inspector. Sure
I'll buy 2 of those t-shirts.
I think it's from The Office too, where Michael Scott has like a mug of it. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, so Monday was Martin Luther King Day. Good holiday, great man. Also, Darren Rovell Day. Tune into the Wrap It Up podcast for that because that man might be the most racist person on earth, which is hilarious. Now, the FBI tweets out on Monday, Martin Luther King Day, this hashtag MLK Day, the hashtag FBI, a little heavy on the hashtags here, boys. You're not promoting your podcast. Honors one of the most prominent leaders of the civil rights movement and reaffirms its commitment to Dr. King's legacy of fairness and equal justice for all. Good sentiment. That's probably what MLK wanted for sure. For sure. Now, ever since Elon Musk took over Twitter, the best feature has certainly been community notes. You'll see them when they're helpful, when people are trying to go viral, because you know how you can get paid out from Twitter. People will try to go viral by posting these videos on top of like trending topics. Like I think there was one yesterday where there was some sort of bombing, and then they said that the video is like from 2021.
Oh, so right, okay. It's kind of like a fact check.
Yes, exactly. And so there's parts where it's helpful like that. Other times it's funny, like you'll see them on the ads that get pushed to you on Twitter. Like one of them always shows up where it says like this company is like a scam that charges like 4 times the price. I saw one the other day. It was like a workout regimen, and the note just said, this workout is a scam. So you get your funnies, you get your convenience, you get your knowledge. I love it. Now, Twitter decided to give a community note to the FBI, which I love. So this community note says the readers added context. The FBI engaged in surveillance of King, attempted to discredit him, and used manipulation tactics to influence him to stop organizing. King's family believes the FBI was responsible for his death. Now, that also included sending, like, spies, basically, when he was out on these marches and all of that, when he was in hotels, like, they're wiretapping his hotels. They had information that he cheated on his wife, and so they wrote an email basically being like, yeah, you should kill yourself or else we'll release these. Like, not from the FBI.
I don't think emails are around then.
I meant letter. I meant a letter. I was looking at my email and you know what I meant. You know what
I meant. I know it was important and all, but I don't think they just invented emails just for the
sake we weren't there.
Sending it to him.
We don't know that. We weren't there. So the FBI does all of that, and then in the same breath, they're like, we are staying committed to improving on his legacy. So what does that mean? Spying on more people? Getting more people to try and kill themselves because they cheated? Now look, cheating is not good. Not good. Boo. Bad. Boo.
I'm surprised the FBI didn't try and close down those allegations.
I got you there. We don't know if it's a hoe, though. Listen, the world needs hoes. Anyways. The world needs hoes.
No. I think you miss. I wasn't that joke wasn't that. The aim of that joke wasn't as in hose, as in
horse.
Hey, how much? The aim of that joke was hose, as in water.
Yeah. Listen,
I might be all the way over here in Australia, but I do know some type of rioting and things that went on, and The cops got the hoses out and
Correct.
blasted away some marches and whatnot.
And that's pretty much only because they're not allowed to fucking unload their AR fucking 50. I don't know if that's the gun people are going to get pissed. They're not allowed to unload on their guns. I'm sure if they had the option, they would stay away from the fucking water to take care of these people. Clearly, if they're mad at somebody for cheating, I bet you there's somebody in that FBI department who was, quote unquote, investigating Dr. King, who most certainly was not loyal to their significant other.
Hey gang, did you know Dare It's a Podcast is part of the Antisocial Network? Well, now you do. What is the Antisocial Network, you ask? It's a group of podcasts that are free to listen to. So if you like our podcasts, or if you like podcasts about crime, wrestling, mental health issues and recovery, or anything else, then head on over to www.antisocialnetwork.net. Like I said, free to watch. You can watch straight from the website, or you can go through to each podcast's own platform. The choice is yours. That's the Antisocial Network, and that is at www.antisocialnetwork.net. Now let's get back to the show.
I can guarantee you that.
Serious question. What was he a doctor of?
I think it was a doctorate, I believe. I don't know what he went to school for, but I think it was one of those. I don't think it was like a medical practice doctor. I don't know all of that. They didn't teach us great in the public schools of Massachusetts, believe it or not. But anyways, I find it always entertaining when everybody can take a collective dunk on the FBI because, well, unless they're listening, the FBI is great. But when they're not listening, anyway, so I found that very enjoyable. Get cooked by the community notes, baby. And also shout out MLK Day and shout out Darren Rovell Day.
Yeah, I don't know who the second one is.
Darren Rovell, I think it was 2 years ago on Martin Luther King Day, tweeted out how he's got like memorabilia from civil rights movements, being like, these are some of my favorite pieces, showing them off like they're Pokemon cards. And then got mad because somebody was like, dude, this is kind of racist. Like, this is weird. He's like, I think the tweet was something along the lines of him being like, it's ironic that you call me racist on today of all days. Like, I have over 9 signed MLK collectibles. Wait, what? And then, of course, he goes with the tried and true, I have black friends. Like, okay, when you throw that one out, you've probably lost the argument. That one doesn't work anymore. And then he like continued throughout the day. He'd like tweet something out responding to people, because then he's one of these people, you can get a reaction out of him. So people are just trolling him the whole time. And so he'd go back and forth with people. This went on all day. He's like deleting tweets, but then he'd double back down, but then he'd delete it again. And then went on like a Twitter Spaces and just like went off talking about how he's got like a pen from Dr. King, you know, Rosa Parks card. Like very, very, very weird. And again, if you have to deny that vehemently that you're not racist, people are going to ask the question. You're going to be like, why are you so defensive? And he is like a weirdo on Twitter. There's another thing. I think it was the day of the JFK assassination, like the anniversary of it or whatever. Yeah. He posted at like 7:30 in the morning the video of JFK getting shot. Everyone was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, we didn't even start the day yet. So he's just like a fucking psychopath. And I don't even know how he got famous. He like would report on like the prices of items at like sports stadiums. It's very confusing how he got famous. And now he's just famous for people being like, oh, you're the MLK guy. So shouts to Darren Rovell as well on his holiday.
Just a sidetrack before we go into the next one, because this is just breaking.
Oh.
Do you know who James Dolan is?
Yes, I just saw this. He's getting Me Too'd here and apparently is friends with Harvey Weinstein?
So, yeah, New York, this is breaking. New York Knicks owner James Dolan, media mogul Harvey Weinstein accused of sexual assault in U.S. federal lawsuit.
Whoa, so it's a different lawsuit against Weinstein too?
Yeah, a woman has alleged New York Knicks owner James Dolan sexually assaulted her a decade ago and then set her up to be molested by now imprisoned film producer Harvey Weinstein, according to a federal lawsuit filed in Los Angeles. In 2013, plaintiff Kelly Croft was a 27-year-old licensed massage therapist working on a tour for the Eagles.
Ooh.
Dolan's band, JD and the Straight Shot, opened for the rock band.
Yep, I did know that.
Dolan, who was 58 at the time, allegedly used his power and influence on the tour to reportedly manipulate and pressure Croft to submit to sex with him, the lawsuit says. I wish I had that power. The Associated
What
Press...
do you do anymore?
But I mean, submit. Well, like in a good way.
Yes.
The Associated Press does not typically name people who say they were sexually assaulted unless they come forward publicly or consent to being identified, as Croft has done.
Ooh, that makes it interesting.
When the tour travelled to Los Angeles, Dolan flew Croft there, even though almost no tour members signed up for massage appointments, the lawsuit said.
Okay.
Dolan then continued to sexually exploit her and orchestrated a seemingly random meeting between Croft and Weinstein, a friend of his, in a hotel elevator in early 2014, the suit alleges. Weinstein offered her opportunities to work on film sets, according to the lawsuit.
Well, that checks out.
And changed into a loosely tied bathrobe, that's his MO, in his suite, and asked Croft to give him a massage. She felt uncomfortable and left the suite, but Weinstein, still in the bathrobe, followed her, the suit charges. He forced his way into her hotel room and sexually assaulted her, the lawsuit states.
Oh my God.
When she told Dolan of the alleged attack, he neither seemed surprised nor offered to help her report the assault to police, she alleges. Croft alleges that Dolan knew about Weinstein's misconduct towards women and told her, "We all know Weinstein has problems." Indeed, with his comments, Ms. Croft felt that Dolan completely dismissed the gravity of the situation and did not truly care about what his friend had done to her, the suit states. Dolan was a member of the board of directors for Weinstein's film production company for about a year between 2015 and 2016. In 2017, Dolan was named in a lawsuit against members of the board that alleged that they were aware of Weinstein's conduct towards women but did not try to stop it. Croft, now 38, is seeking a jury trial and unspecified damages. "I have suffered so profoundly because of what James Dolan and Harvey Weinstein did to me years ago, and it was not an easy decision to come forward and seek justice," she said in a statement. "But for me to truly address my trauma, I need to seek accountability." Dolan, as executive chairman of Madison Square Garden Sports Corp, heads the NBA's Knicks and NHL's Rangers. His attorney, E. Danya Perry, said there is absolutely no merit to Croft's allegations and references to Weinstein are simply meant to inflame. Kelly Croft and James Dolan had a friendship, Perry said in a statement. "Bottom line, this is not a he said, she said matter." Well, depends. It could be a they said, them said, you never know. And there is compelling evidence to back up our position. We look forward to proving that in court. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver did not comment specifically on the allegations on Tuesday, saying he had only read news stories about the lawsuit. So we'll stand by and wait to find out more information. As Commissioner, Silver has broad powers to act in instances of wrongdoing. Weinstein is currently serving a 23-year sentence for a rape and sexual assault conviction in New York that is under appeal. And that just goes on about Weinstein.
Right.
And it just goes on about Dolan, how he got in with the New York Knicks.
Yep. Well, Silver's a squid. He's not going to fucking do anything. A couple of takeaways. One, the part about being anonymous, the fact that she has no problem putting her name out there, that makes it a little more interesting. Also, we fucking know Weinstein's a creep. I believe everything about the Weinstein part. I mean...
Oh, here's a little tidbit I didn't know. The Madison Square Garden organization, which did not respond to requests for comment on Tuesday, has been the subject of multiple lawsuits under Dolan's ownership, most notably when former team executive Anusha Brown Sanders alleged she was sexually harassed by former team president Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, whoa.
Is that the Isaiah Thomas?
It's got to be, right? It can't be the tiny one. I think he's still technically a free agent.
And then former Knicks player Charles Oakley sued Dolan after he was forcibly arrested at a game in 2017.
Yep.
Though a judge threw out the lawsuit 3 years later. Okay.
Yeah, James Dolan definitely seems like a creepy kind of scumbaggy guy. Like, I know Knicks fans hate him because the Knicks have been so bad for so long. You don't think they're big James Dolan guys.
No, so that just popped up.
When you're friends with Harvey Weinstein, I mean,
straight off the
especially
bat.
at that point in 20, even they said in the suit that Dolan was like, oh, we know he's got problems. What? A sexual predator? Problems? I believe that's, again, a sexual predator. I don't think that's just problems. Problems are you stub your toe in the morning, you drop your toothbrush. Those would be problems. Saying, I can get you in Hollywood, but only if you suck my disgusting slug of a penis. That's a sexual predator.
How do you know it's a slug of a penis if you've seen it?
Have you seen him? Come on. That's the best description I've ever. Have you seen Harvey Weinstein? He is an ugly motherfucker.
Oh, we'll go to an uplifting and happy story. Now, you're a golfer, so you frequent golf clubs.
Of course.
Yep. So this actually happened at a golf club.
Oh.
Have you ever been to the Grey Hawk Golf Club in North Scottsdale, Arizona?
Believe it or not, I haven't.
Okay. You probably might want to go because the heading of this story, kids hospitalized after unknowingly eating gelato with THC at United States restaurant.
So I'm not laughing at the hospitalized part, but the reason behind the hospitalization's kind of chuckle-worthy.
Yeah.
Fucking lightweights.
It was a restaurant within the golf club.
Which most places will do that. Like my golf course technically has that. Most places, like Arizona, I think that's where Scottsdale is. So Arizona would like never close because they don't have a winter. It doesn't snow where it's 5 fucking degrees like it is here. Whereas in Massachusetts, we close down. And most places will keep their restaurant open. However, what I'm more concerned about here is who's the moron who wasted their THC to put it in the gelato? That's a wasted THC.
Maybe they just make a THC flavored gelato.
If that's the case, I'm fucking relocating to Arizona right now.
So yeah, 2 families were affected by it, and their kids had to be rushed to the hospital because of it.
What did it say the ages of the kids?
One was a 5-year-old.
Okay. Well, all right. So we're talking about, like teens.
This is a quote from one of the mothers. I thought my daughter was dying. People should know about this. This isn't something that should be happening.
Well, she's right.
And then this is from another one of the parents. So Max is completely unresponsive. I start smacking him. I'm sitting on top of him, shaking him, and he won't wake up. I'm opening his eyes and they rolled back in his head.
Are they sure it's THC? This sounds like fentanyl. I mean, I guess they are young.
So yeah, Max was 7 and the daughter, the other one was, Max was 5 and the daughter was 7, I should say. So they said they started feeling sick. She had thrown up all over the bed. She was just really unresponsive. Her eyes were open, but she just wasn't there. Well, it's working. So they called 911 and the paramedics rushed them to the hospital. At the same time, they thought it was food poisoning. That was the daughter of the one family. And then Max, the son of the other, was admitted to hospital the next day after he was unresponsive.
Jesus.
So they rushed him to urgent care.
Jesus.
So the mother took photos of her son, which showed Max passing out in his car seat and then on a stretcher. The hospital, she said the doctors ran test after test trying to figure out what was wrong. Hours later, she said the doctor came back with the surprising results. He pulled up a chair and he said, well, Max tested positive for marijuana. I was like, ow. I was with him all night. And he goes, I don't know, you tell me.
Oh my God. So he's assuming. This doctor's a prick.
Yeah, he's got him smoking a fat joint. So this is where both families said they started connecting the dots back to the vanilla gelato they were served at Isabella's kitchen. We figured out that it was the only thing that everyone who got sick had in common. Records show investigators later discovered employers at the restaurant unknowingly served their children vanilla Italian ice cream laced with THC, the active ingredient in marijuana.
It doesn't happen unknowingly.
I know. Lab results from the Arizona Department of Agriculture confirmed the vanilla gelato officers collected as evidence from the restaurant tested positive for THC. Free scoop of gelato with every kid's meal. Little did they tell you that they're laced with marijuana.
I would get the fucking gelato as I'm making the turn to go play the back nine after I finish my front nine. Be like, yo, let me get one of them gelato.
So, unsurprisingly, both families are now suing the company that owned the restaurant at the time of the incident, because it's since been sold, and the company that made the gelato.
Interesting. See, again, I don't think that's. I bet it's some fucking shithead teens who brought like their THC butter with them, put it in the gelato to have it, at the end of their shift. And so I guess maybe unknowingly gave it to them. I thought they meant unknowingly put THC in it. It's like, that doesn't just happen.
They serve on the children's menu gelato that drugs your children. It's outrageous, said the family's attorney, Michael Berg. They had all the responsibility from the management of Greyhawk all the way down to the restaurant itself. On top of everything else, according to the lawsuit, per the hospital's protocol, the parents were reported to Arizona Department of Child Safety after doctors found a large amount of THC in their son's system. That's just weird, that quote from the attorney. Like, they serve it. It's like they've done it deliberately. Like,
Right. Again, I think it was some shithead teenagers who were going to fucking eat it after their shift, and somebody else who was working grabbed like the wrong ones.
One of the husbands immediately called the police once they had their suspicions about the gelato at the restaurant. That would have been a good phone call. Hey, I'm just calling because of this.
Edible gelato still?
Apparently, another person got sick, and later they learned that 3 restaurant employees had also become ill after eating the gelato that same evening.
Are we sure this is THC then? Because I think we have a bigger issue at hand.
Well, it's not going to be the restaurant, because employees of the restaurant are getting sick. So
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, unless there's like something else in the THC, which is very much possible, and they weren't testing for that. But I feel like they can't
come up anyway.
What's that?
It would probably come up anyway, don't they? Test for like a
multitude of things. Yeah, I would think.
The report said that some of those employees said they were too high to drive, and one of the employees was 13 weeks pregnant.
Okay, well, that person's an idiot.
The parents also got the vanilla gelato and became ill, according to the lawsuit. One of the parents said that her 8-year-old daughter, Zoe, ate a portion of the vanilla gelato, then switched with her brother, Max, who had ordered the chocolate gelato. She took one bite and said, "This tastes funny. I'm not going to eat it." Max said, "Oh, I'll switch you."
Well, W for the brother. I mean, he's fucking...
No, brother took the hit.
Well, I mean, he took the L for his daughter. That's a good man right there. His daughter and sister.
Yeah.
He's, taking one for the team there. You got to appreciate that.
Wow. So during the investigation, officers collected 3 tubs of vanilla bean gelato from the restaurant.
Jesus.
3 tubs would later test positive for THC.
All right. Yeah, that is incredible.
It's got to be something that, here we go. According to the lawsuit, Heartbreak Creamery, it's a great name, created and distributed the ice cream and did so without a proper license.
Aha. Now we're on to something.
Yeah.
Took them a while to get there, but we finally way to bury the lead. They could have started with, gelato company that was operating without a license and be like, oh, okay.
That's not clickbaity.
True. No, you're right. You're right.
We wouldn't be talking about it, but yeah, Rogue Gelato Company.
Rogue Gelato. Just get into the THC business, you motherfuckers. Unless THC is legal in Arizona, I don't know. I assume it is. It's very odd that everyone got sick from it. So either they suck at their mixing and they don't have and I mean, edibles are very hard to make. One of my buddies, it took him a very long time to get good at it. I remember he'd, bring over his first batch. You choked it down. You're like, pretty good, buddy. It's good.
Wrap It Up Podcast on Instagram. Got it in before the 30-second gang. Got you.
That's how you find the Wrap It Up podcast, which I host every single week with myself, Cody, and Laka. Available wherever you get podcasts, the Instagram _ between each word. And if you go to any of the most recent episodes we have dropped, we've got a new website, and it is so sexy. I sometimes just enjoy looking at the website and admiring it because it's a refreshing, modern, sleek website. But you got to go check it out for yourself. New episodes every single week, and we're live every Friday on the free Podbean app, weekly wrap up. And, you know, some people say Brock's ad reads are obnoxious and pandering. My idea is to make them more obnoxious and more pandering, and that's what I've done to you here. So come join us on Fridays on Podbean and shit on Brock and I, because I'll make that guy call in, that fun guy. Follow the Instagram. Check us out every week. Back to the show.
Maybe it was like, you probably haven't seen it because you don't watch movies, but the Incredible Hulk and the Hulk movies. Right? So because he was exposed to gamma rays in one of the movies. I think he's working at like a soda bottling company.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's in Brazil or somewhere, and he cuts himself, and just a drop of blood, just one little drop of blood, goes into one of the bottles.
Right.
Like, you wouldn't even know about it. You wouldn't see it. You know, his blood's all contaminated with the radioactives. I think someone gets sick with it, and that's how they kind of track him down where he's at.
Oh shit, you could be onto something here.
Maybe it was like that. Maybe they had some employee came in, had a massive quantity of marijuana or liquid THC or something, and it accidentally got knocked into one of the mixes for vanilla bean ice cream, and they just couldn't do anything about it. It's just like, oh, geez.
I'd be more pissed I lost that much quantity of THC.
Well, we can't get that back. Let's hope it gets diluted, or it's...
Try to sneak that bucket of gelato out to your car on your next break.
So maybe that happened. Maybe that's what happened.
It's not the worst theory. It's not, or he did it intentionally.
Well, if you're unlicensed to make gelato, you wouldn't want to be bringing attention to the fact that you're making gelato unlicensed by putting THC in your gelato.
No, I wouldn't think so. It defeats
the purpose of doing it on the sly.
Correct. So what was the end game? Do you want to be a gelato company or an edibles company? Because you failed at both, clearly.
It was just like an accidental, like I said, it accidentally got into the production somewhere along the line, and they couldn't stop it or get it out, or it was unknown, and whoever did it didn't want to lose their job.
No.
And just kept quiet in the hope that nothing would come from it.
And now everyone's losing their job and potentially going to jail.
Yeah, and I'm guessing, being an unlicensed anything, they're probably not going to have security cameras to see where it happened along the production line.
This is true, which means it's everyone's ass.
Yeah.
I mean, also, I think the whole, running a business unlicensed, that's probably a big no-no these days.
True. Probably doing anything unlicensed is.
Good luck getting that license in either the THC world or the gelato world. Because you suck at both, apparently, because apparently the gelato stinks. ODing people with weed, which is impressive because I don't think that's ever happened.
Oh, well, here's something to come down on.
Everyone's favorite nameless podcast segment of the week.
Can someone tell me what a podcast is?
All right, this week, I'm a gambling man. I love me some good gambling. I'm ice cold right now. I'm a glacier right now. Like, if the Titanic was to set out, this would be an iceberg that they would see. That's how cold I am with my gambling. Sometimes you just throw shit at the wall hoping it sticks. When you're sports betting, you lose a couple NFL picks, you drop a couple NBA picks. Then all of a sudden you're like, well, Korean basketball is on at 3:30 in the morning. Eventually you've got to make your money back, right?
Korean basketball, their centers will probably be about 5'2".
I think they are. It's really an unwatchable sport, but when you got some money on it, you're like, all of a sudden, I'm invested in these people. Again, how the fuck did Yao Ming come from this area of the world?
I think it was China.
I said area of the world, I meant Asia.
Well, millions of them. There's bound to be one that's tall.
I think he's been the only fucking one. So, are they due to strike again? Who knows? But that leads us to this week's clip where a Twitch streamer is doing some live blackjack betting. Fortunately, we don't have this type of gambling in Massachusetts because they think too many people will lose money. At least with the sports book, you can deter some of like the old casino people. Because I think the last thing you need is, your great grandma on a retirement fund just hitting, spin, spin, spin on an, fake casino app on a phone where you're guaranteed to lose. At least with sports, I can come up with the excuse that it's rigged. You can definitely do the same about the slots, but you lose it a lot quicker.
With sports, you've got half a chance.
Exactly. At least I have 4 hours to then come to the conclusion that sports are rigged. It's the experience. It's the memories we make on the way. And this Twitch streamer gets into it with a blackjack dealer.
Here we go.
He's laughing.
Fuck that motherfucker.
He ain't talking about me.
Getting fired. Who getting fired?
Tells him he's getting fired.
Yo!
All bets is closed. Yeah, right.
This your
Let me see.
last day,
Go for
buddy.
it. Dealer show 1 to 7. Fuck. That's why I got 2 jobs. If any of it was. You up 4 in the morning playing blackjack. Fucking loser.
Why he trying to bug with me? Hold on.
Facts.
Sending that to your manager. Your ass gone.
So this is clearly a man who has been losing all night. Just needs a win. And that dealer was having none of it. I wish they showed the hand at the end because I guarantee you the dealer won.
What are you doing at 4 a.m. in the morning?
Listen, you're either beating off or gambling. That's really all there is to do.
Sometimes they are one and the same too.
Listen. Korean basketball. I think at least beating off is still free.
Speaking of that, right? Because I've moved this week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. Have you got anything more to say about our boy there?
I'm praying for his big win, and I only want that big win to come against that specific dealer.
Well, yeah, so I moved, and I did it most of it I've done this week, so I'm fairly set up, but I've moved about 2 hours, 45 minutes from where I lived to a bigger city. It's like some might say it's a small city or a big country town, but it's close to the capital city of my state. I think about 30-something minutes or 60 minutes, or I don't know. Might actually check while we're on the air.
Oh, look at that. Behind the scenes.
I know.
Behind the curtain. Yeah, 30 minutes is not bad to a major city.
Having said that, it's still pretty big anyway. Okay, so
True, right.
At the moment, Google Maps is telling me 1 hour, 7 minutes.
No, you can make that in 30.
By car.
drive like a maniac, you can make it.
Which is still good anyway. Like, it's knocking off an hour pretty much from where I'd moved from.
Oh, that's true, right. Yeah, exactly.
And it's, like I said, it's a bigger city from where I've moved from too. So there's more shops and, more variety of things.
Yes.
And that's what I'm getting to, right? So I'm single, as I think we've mentioned in the past. So I'm on a few dating apps. And you kind of, after a while, not a lot out there, you swipe and then it's like you've exhausted everyone in your area. You've either swipe no to, the ones you don't want to, and then you swipe yes to the ones you're keen on, and you don't hear back. You don't get a match or whatever. The move has been good. I haven't met anyone, like physically.
Right.
But I've gotten more likes and more matches.
Okay. Cleaning up in the new city?
In just the week that I changed, even before I moved, or once I got the keys, I should say, I changed my location manually on the apps because I thought, I'm gonna be there later this week, so I'll do that. So yeah,
no, they could sense that you're the big baller moving in. They could sense your aura.
A lot more profiles, so it's actually flick through and go yes or no to, and yeah, even though I can't see some of the likes because I'm who pays for dating apps.
Psychopaths.
I've got like likes there, and so it's like, well, I might accidentally stumble across the one that's like me and like them back, but
of course,
yeah, and the quality has kind of gone up a little bit too.
Oh,
I've gone from boiled lollies to chocolates. Shout out to every girl from my former place that I moved from, I guess.
I don't know if that was a shout out there, buddy.
But yeah, no, they seem a little bit, I don't know, even a little bit less country, put it that way.
Hey,
I've never gone out shooting. I've never been camping. I don't own a 4-wheel drive or a ute. I don't like country music. I'm just not country.
I was with you on, or no, I'm only with you on one of those 4. I have to have 4-wheel drive because of the snow.
Yeah, so I've never had to, like, not once. Like, I'll look at profiles from before I moved, and it'll be like, oh, like 4-wheel driving, like as in going out and 4-wheel driving.
I was gonna say, I was like, wait.
Not because they have to get from A to B. It's something to do with the weekend. I'm not one of these people like, oh, I love hiking and rock climbing, and it's like, no, I'm not. No.
Hiking is very dumb to me because it's always done during like the summer. Like I could be hiking the golf course.
Where I have moved to, I'm on the 2nd floor. There's only 17 steps, which doesn't seem like a lot.
Adds up quick.
But when you're not used to doing steps
and you're moving shit,
yeah, like obviously there'll be an adjustment stage. But my God, my body was just
getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, calves and hamstrings were so tight, and lower back was because I pretty much moved. Apart from my brother and my mum, like my brother helped me load big stuff into a van that I hired to take it. But once I got to the place, the way I got it up, I had to, because they were brand new bed frame. So to get that upstairs, I had to undo the bed frame box in the van and take it up part by part. So
Jesus,
that's how I got that up. The mattress, obviously I couldn't do that. It was like a vacuum sealed mattress in a box. So I had to sort of warp that in as best as I could.
Yep.
And then
looking like a fucking moron the whole time.
Yeah, and then when I got to the stairs, I sort of did it like it was. You've seen those like strongman competitions where they do the log throws? I kind of did it, like it was a log. Got it up that way.
Yup.
My mum had the TV in the back of car with clothing underneath it in bags to sort of absorb it, and some pillows behind and front. It was like 55-inch TV.
And that's the last thing you want when you get moved in. You just want to fucking throw on the TV, play some video games, watch something. God forbid you turn on your TV and you got some fucking cracks or the screen's all fucked up. Oh.
That was fine. That was all good. It was weird because actually I dropped all that off. My car was too small to move my TV. So I had to borrow my mum's car, but she needed it later in the week. So I had to do that in a day. So I worked out, including yesterday, I drove about 26 hours within a week. Like back and forth and moving stuff.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So between having sore legs from lifting and walking upstairs and whatnot, there was then on top of that was the fitting for a couple of hours, which isn't a lot, but when you've got sore extremities, it does add up.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, it's been 30 degrees, 31, 32 degrees here, which I think is maybe low 90s. I'm not sure. I'll just double check.
Moving, you need to do it like during the spring when it's, in the middle of the pack.
30 degrees is 86 Fahrenheit. And I think it got to 32 at one stage, so 89. Yeah.
And humid, you're saying?
Yeah, one of the days it was a little bit humid with rain. It was a bit stormy. But the day that I had to get the keys, it was warm, but we actually had some flooding. We had a downpour.
Shit.
So I had to stop 4 times on the way because there was water over the road, and it slowed down. Not to a dead stop, but slowed down and go through that.
More time added onto your fucking trips.
Yeah. So yesterday, I actually had time before I came back here before I came back for like sort of permanent. I had a full body massage before I left.
Hey.
Got the legs, the arms, got the back of the neck, and it was sore doing that. No, I didn't get that, unfortunately. sore while I was doing it. Like it was relaxing, but also sore in certain places.
Oh, yeah.
And I got cupping on the back as well. So
Ooh.
that was like an added extra as well. So that was, yeah. So probably give me a day or so and I'll probably be feeling rather brightly and good again. But
No shit.
yeah.
Keep me posted on that because I've been told that I should do that. Because like during golf season, like the beginning of golf season, I'll go to the driving range before any of the courses open, which is
You mean
honestly
the cupping or the massage?
both.
Yeah, no, do it. No, I definitely. It does.
Really?
Yeah. Like I see a chiropractor too. So I'm going to have to, like anything when you move, I've got to find a new GP, new chiropractor.
Oof.
What else? New chemist.
Exactly.
Just a matter of doing that.
Well, like I said to you in the pre-show, you will be constantly, quote unquote, moving in until the day you move out because moving is the worst. I was telling you and I texted you, I was moving out of one of my old places and it got to the point like we were on the second floor, very tight stairway. I was bringing down the bed and then finally I was like, I don't even care about the security deposit anymore and just fucking let the bed fall. Like destroyed the railing. It's like, I don't care. I do not care. It's like, I'm done. I'm so done with shit.
I'll probably put things up on Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. Sell things that I'll like clothing that I've got bagged up that I'll pull out. Go, I haven't worn this in a while. The whole forever moving in type thing. It's probably even more of a thing too when you're moving from a house like a family member's house because
Yes.
no one else is going to be moving into your room kind of thing.
Exactly.
Or you can leave stuff there and
right, which is nice.
Your parents or your sister or an aunt or whatever, they're not going to throw it out or they're going to keep it there in storage for you or whatever.
Exactly.
You don't have to, worry about it too much.
No, that's half the battle. I mean, that makes everything easier. From a parent's house to a new place is always easy. Old place to a new place is fucking dreadful.
And the fact I've got to go back next week for family functions.
Oh, that's true.
So I've kept clothing there that I'm going to wear for that.
Very smart.
Because it's like, I'll leave that clothing there.
Damn right.
But I think I worked out, I've had about 10 moves in, it wouldn't even be 10 years, I don't think.
No shit. Jesus.
And obviously COVID buggered things up. There's probably 2 moves there that didn't need to happen. So 1, 2, 2, just because of, losing jobs and then bouncing around a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, I just wish, if I can stay here for a prolonged period of time where I'm at now, I seem pretty happy. Like anything, it takes a while for it to be your own.
Yes.
But I'm happy with the setup. So,
damn right.
Yeah, I don't feel claustrophobic where I've stayed in places before and I felt claustrophobic.
And that's the worst because then you're just never, like everything is just constantly miserable.
Like you can't stretch your legs or something like that, but I don't feel that here, which is good.
That's awesome. Yeah, big ups to you. Big congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Elvis impression?
No, maybe.
Close. Sounded like it.
Well, on that note, I will leave the building. Until next week, take it easy.
Peace.